Hey, what is up, squad? TITOBODS here, and today we're going to talk about some of the questions you might have in your mind, or maybe you are asking for a long time that hasn't been answered yet by anyone because they cannot really confirm it unless you have Catherine on your side that you can really get to it. And sometimes support really do give a quick response when it comes to questions, and some players do, I know, that doesn't really utilize their support that well. That's why I'm here today doing this video, this content for you guys, that so that you can actually see maybe some of your questions being answered in the Empire Codex that has been released by the devs. I think this is the second one, so we're going to do both the first one and the second one today, and maybe some of your questions that looming through your mind for a long time can be answered here. And I know that this was posted already in the announcement on the Discord channel, but I know also that a lot of players doesn't really have time to go to Discord and check every announcement and every bit of information in there. That's why we're doing these kinds of videos, and hopefully we can help the other players that are always here in YouTube but really cannot dive into Discord that often. So this video are for everyone who wants to know these facts. Before anything else, slap that like button and drag this video out to your friends. And since 78% of you guys watching are not yet subscribed to the channel, I encourage you to do so. We also have our tip link here on screen. You can leave a message or comment on that so I can answer or recognize your message on our next video. We now have our super chat and super thanks, and if you want to be a member of the channel, you can get perks like custom icons, custom emotes, and enjoy members only content. And with that, let's go back to topic. So the first question here we have, if William is 5-star and serving as a captain, and his signature skill is a passive one, does that mean that our secondary strike skill, active, and turn-based skill damage all increases whenever enemy troops use passive skills? And does enemy passive skill use also count the activation of recovery and buff effect? Okay, so actually that is a looming question already for a while now, and I know that not a lot of players are using this hero, William. I only have seen like a few whales or krakens, maybe a handful, but he isn't really that popular because I think he is quite complicated to use. But once you have understood him and you have well, resources to spend on him, I think, or to invest on him, I think you will have a pretty good William March. Now, the devs answered here that the prerequisite is that all three heroes in the troop have entirely different signature skill types. So when this condition is met, if everyone on your troop has three different prerequisites or signature skill types that has been said here, the opponents activates a passive, for example, skill including recovery or buff effects, our passive skill damage increases. Okay, assuming your secondary or your signature skill includes an active, a secondary strike, and a turn-based skill. If the opponent uses a secondary strike skill, your secondary strike skill also damage also increases. Now, if they have used an active skill, on your side you will also activate the active skill damage increase. And all three skill types can be buffed simultaneously. It means at the same time at maximum. So you can actually do this, but it's really hard to pull up though. But having at least one of the three activates, I think, is going to be a really good addition to all of your damages. For those of you guys who have been using William, or maybe curious about William and planning to get him maybe on your season and in the MGE, maybe this is a question that you have in mind, and hopefully by this you can now go through or push through with your William. Now, the next question here is Pikemen Adornments of Insight. So we have Insight. I've been using Insight for a while now, and I think I have the same question here. If hit by the active, passive, or secondary strike skill, or attack, sorry, do all three get marked for damage reduction, or only the first damage type to trigger? And does it remark every 6 seconds? Now, only the first damage type received is marked as per devs here. So only the first damage type received is marked. The mark resets after 6 seconds. So only the first damage. But in the amount of 3 seconds, or in the span of 3 seconds, you will still have that amount of damage reduction, but only with that type of skill. And the mark resets after 6 seconds. And so it means that after the first instance, or let's say the first second of the 3 seconds, you will have to just wait another 3 seconds in order for it to activate. That's how I interpreted it, and really the devs didn't really explain it too much in the details, but the only thing that they confirm here is that the first damage type, which is for example a passive one, will receive the mark. So only passive skills that will attack you for the first for the 3 seconds will have the damage reduction. And since, as always, it will start the counting of the seconds once that first damage type is received. So after that, you have 3 seconds of this skill, and then after that 3 seconds, you will have another, let's say, 3 seconds in order for you to complete the 6 seconds before it resets again. And I already confirmed this with the skills, like let's say your, for example, you can try your Ring of Clover, and then you can actually try the activations there and the timing for the 6 seconds also, because it also has the same details when it comes to the reset. Now, next one here, we have if the Chain Slayer Adornment is equipped on the third hero, does it still apply for now? This question is like, I think you already know the answer to this one, because Chain Slayer is like your the skill of your Attila, Warrior's Hymn, and also the skill of Rani. They have the same type. And I think Chain Slayer also in the Adornment will also work as is. You can see here on the answer for devs that they said yes, it also applies to the first hero. So it also is like that. So those types of skills will always apply to the next hero. So after the third hero, you always have again your reset. So it's the first hero again that will get the skill from the third hero. That is always given, okay? Now the next one we have here, if I activated the 24-hour shield before maintenance, will it carry over afterward, or will it be reset? Okay. So he's talking about the maintenance. Okay. The devs answered here, it depends on the shield's remaining duration. When you reset the game, if less than 1 hour remains, it will be replaced by the 1 hour shield that activates automatically on restart. If more than 1 hour remains, the shield will retain its original expiration time. So if ever in the 24 hours you still have like 8 hours before maintenance, so the next time the game resets or get back online after maintenance, you will still have the 8 hours. So that's basically how the devs mean here, or what the devs mean here. So we also have here the question, can Monument Effect stack? I think they can't. I think if they have the same buffs or levels or anything like that, I think they can. But let's see what's the answer here. So the devs answered here, monument buffs of the same type, okay, and level do not stack. Okay, so that's fairly given. I think we all have that question before, but already answered because of trial and error before, but because we don't have this Empire Codex luxury that we are experiencing right now. So next up we have, this is about a certain hero, Xiaoyun. So about Xiaoyun's signature skill, does the Cloud Dragon, which is his secondary or signature skill, sorry, mark, deal more damage if the hero gear is inlaid with gems that boost passive damage? Now I think I already have shared with you guys the gems that I used on my Xiaoyun, right? I have that on this video right here. I also have that in this video right here, and I think you will know now the answer before I reveal it from the devs. Now, I always say that when you're using, for example, a passive skill gem, it will only be, let's say, effective with a skill or with a passive skill that has damage on it, right? Now, his question is a bit different though. Will it increase the damage of Xiaoyun's skill? Now, his signature skill is passive, yes. And so it also has damage when it activates after the marks, right? So it's safe to say that it should increase the damage of the with the passive skill gems. So let's see what's the answer here by the devs. We have here Cloud Dragon mark, damage will be increased. Okay, so they just put it up that simple right there. So those of you guys who doesn't still know, I think this is the time that you know. Anyway, we have here next, we have outside of Desolate Desert events, are there other ways to obtain level 7 resources? I'm not sure if I already talked about this one, but I want to show you guys where you can see this one, because I know we have already known about this facts right here, but I want to show you guys firsthand. Okay, so here it is. We have level 7s. So you can see here, Lumber Camp level 7, another one here, Quarry level 7, and then we have here Quarry again, level 7. So another one here, this is pure level 7. If you want a level 7, you need to find your capital, your main capital that you have your, what do you call this one? This. if you have these capital buffs here, you will have your level 7s near that capital. So that's actually the answer to the question, I think. So the answer here by the devs are, if an alliance controls a capital, as I've said, as I've shown you, and has the Golden Bull Lighthouse, resource points on surrounding friendly territories will upgrade to level 7. Resource points will then become available. Okay, so now you know also. And yeah, I hope you guys have learned something new with that one, and just take advantage of it, so that you can get more resources. Now, the last question here on the Codex, this is the most recent one. Does the effect of the Rally Adornment affect Attilla the Hun's skill damage? Okay, this is also another one that coincidentally I also did show you guys. Remember when I was explaining the builds of the adornments that I was showing to you guys, the boiling blood that we have on Lubu? I also did reveal to you guys that I am using the Rally Adornment on my Atilla. And if I'm going to answer this one without the dev's answer yet here, but for me, you don't want your Attilla to have that skill damage. Give your skill damage to Lubu and give your skill damage to Zhao Yun if that's your build. But if you still are not on that season, you can use still your Rally on Attila, but you still want the other heroes to have this effect, because the effect or the wearer of this one will have 15% less damage when it activates. But yeah, I don't think you want Attila to have the skill damage. But the answer of the devs here are, Attila the Hun's signature skill is purely a buff with no direct damage component, so it's not affected. Okay, so there it is. That's the answer of the devs. So now the question are for you, squad. Do you think this kinds of video will help our players, and do you think the Empire Codex will really do good rather than being pointless? But for me, my answer to my own question right now is that this will really help some players, and especially some content creators really can't think of everything, and really can't answer every question that is being thrown at them. They have, I think, a lot of questions on their plate that they can't really answer everything at the same or at a short period of time. So I think also in the Pioneer in the Discord servers, there are also questions and answer there that and also concerns in there that I think can't really be addressed at the shortest possible time also. So I think the Empire Codex like this one can help the players that have the same questions, so that they don't really need to go and file some questions or some tickets again for the sport and everything. And I think this helps the players out. Anyway, I want to know your thoughts on this one. If you have any recommendations on how they can do the Empire Codex better or help the community better, just leave them down in the comments. And of course, we're going to talk about it. And as always, squad, have a great day to everyone. This is your TITOBODS, and I will see you in the next one. And hey, click on this video right here for more awesome TITOBODS content. Thanks for watching, you guys, and TITOBODS out.